Welcome back to Jamyy English. I'm Jayz.
And I'm Amy. This is the final episode of May 30, episodes in 1 month, and this one is different from all the others.
Today, we do not teach new vocabulary. We gather everything we have covered this month into one place.
Think of it as your May Sugatwait, all the phrases, structures, and ideas from this month organized and ready to use.
We also want to talk about where June is going, because the next chapter builds directly on everything you have built this month.
Let's start by looking back at what May was really about.
May had a clear theme, telling your story in English, not just facts, not just events, the personal, specific, honest version of who you are and what your life is like.
We started with storytelling structure. We moved through hometown, childhood, family work, habits, and passions. Then we looked at friendships, mistakes, turning points, and values.
Then, in the second half of the month, we shifted slightly. We moved from pure personal narrative into the language of human connection. Small talk, compliments, apologies, plans, disagreements, advice, and life.
Those two halves connect. You can only connect well with other people when you know how to express yourself honestly. The first half of May built the self. The second half built the bridge to other people.
Let's go through the most important phrases from each area.
Starting with personal storytelling, the phrases that make a personal story land.
Specific detail over general statement. Not I was active as a child, but I spent every afternoon in the yard until the streetlights came on.
Actions over adjectives. Not my father is supportive, but when I was struggling, he would come and sit near me without saying anything.
Sensory memory. Not I remember my childhood home, but I remember the smell of that kitchen on Sunday mornings before anyone else was awake.
The personal landing phrase. Not it was meaningful, but it is the thing I still think about when I am trying to make a difficult decision.
All of those take a fact and make it human.
Key storytelling phrases from May. Something I have never forgotten is blank. The thing that surprised me most was blank. Looking back, I understand now that blank at the time I did not know it, but blank, it shaped me in ways I am still discovering.
Now let's gather the relationship phrases. These are the ones that matter when you are with another person.
For staying in touch, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to check in. We have not caught up in a while. I am glad you reached out.
For compliments. The way you did blank made a real difference. I have always admired how you blank. You have a real gift for blank. I want to say how much I appreciated blank.
For apologies. I am sorry for blank specifically. I can see that hurt you, and I understand why. Going forward, I will blank. I owe you an apology.
For making plans. Are you free blank? Count me in. That day does not work, but the week after does. Just checking we are still on. Something has come up. Can we reschedule?
For small talk. Can you believe this weather? How are you finding it so far? That is interesting. How did you end up blank? It was really nice chatting. Great to meet you.
For disagreement, I take your point. Having said that blank, I actually see this quite differently. Reasonable people can disagree about this. I hear you. I just want to make sure we understand each other.
For giving advice, if I were you, I would blink. Have you thought about blink? What might help from here is blink. When I went through something similar, what helped me was blank.
For life lately, things have been blank honestly. I have had a lot on. I have not had much headspace lately. It has been a mixed bag. Something that surprised me this month was blank.
That is a full Toolkit, and it covers almost every everyday English conversation situation you will encounter.
Now let's talk about something that runs underneath all of these phrases, the quality of honesty.
Every phrase we taught this month works better when it is backed by something real.
A compliment that is specific is more powerful than a general one. An apology that names the exact thing it is for is more meaningful than a vague, sorry. A life lately update that includes one genuine struggle is more connecting than a list of achievement.
The English is the vehicle, the honesty is the engine.
And this is something you already have. Whatever language level you are at, you have lived a real life with real experiences. That is the material.
The month of May gave you more of the vehicle to carry it.
Now, let's look at June, because the theme shifts, and it is worth understanding where you are going.
June's theme is people and how we relate to each other. The Chinese framing we have in mind is the space between people.
The relationships that are not just family and not just friendship. The colleague you are still figuring out. The new acquaintance who might become something more. The person you have known for years but feel you have never quite understood.
The English of those in-between spaces, first impressions, trust building, navigating difference and misunderstanding, supporting someone through difficulty, saying hard things to people you care about.
June will be different from May in feel. May was intimate and personal. June is more outward-facing and relational.
But the foundation is the same. Specific, honest language, the personal detail that makes a general statement real.
One more thing before we close, May.
A thought about learning this month. If you have been listening every day or close to it, you have done something real.
30 episodes is 30 conversations. Each one built a vocabulary of a slightly different situation. Each one modeled what honest, specific English actually sounds like.
Language learning works through accumulated exposure. You probably cannot point to the exact moment you learned a phrase, but if you have been listening, those phrases are in you now. They will come when you need them.
Trust that process. You are further along than you were at the start of the month.
Let's do one final exercise for May. Think of one conversation you had this month where you expressed yourself better in English than you would have before, one moment where the language was there when you needed it.
That moment is evidence. It tells you that progress is real even when it is hard to measure.
Now, let's gather the full vocabulary review for May.
For personal storytelling, specific detail, actions over adjectives, sensory memory, the personal landing phrase, something I have never forgotten. Looking back, I understand now. It shaped me in ways I am still discovering.
For relationships, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to check in. The way you blank made a real difference. I owe you an apology. Going forward, I will blank. Count me in. Just checking. We are still on.
For social situations, can you believe this weather? How are you finding it so far? I take your point, having said that reasonable people can disagree. If I were you, I would blank. Have you thought about blank?
For life lately, things have been blank honestly. I have had a lot on. I have not had much headspace. It has been a mixed bag. Something that surprised me was blank. Looking back, the word for this month would be blank.
And for looking ahead, I am taking forward blank. I want to work on blank. I am curious about blank. One thing I would do differently is blank.
May is done. You have a new Toolkit and a richer way of talking about your life in English.
June starts tomorrow, a new theme, new conversations, and the same daily commitment to real, honest, useful English.
Thank you for spending May with us. It has genuinely been a pleasure.
See you in June.
Take very good care.
Let's also do something we have not done before. A self-assessment exercise for the end of the month.
This is not a test. There's nothing to pass or fail. It is a way to see clearly where you are.
Think about these 5 areas and give yourself an honest sense of where you feel most confident and where you want more practice.
First area, talking about yourself. Can you describe where you are from, your family, your work, your habits, and your values in English without running out of things to say?
If yes, you have built something real this month. If not, the episodes on hometown, childhood, family, and passions are worth revisiting.
Second area, the language of connection. Can you give a genuine compliment, make a real apology, and confirm or cancel plans without anxiety?
Those are everyday situations. The episodes on compliments, apologies, and making plans give you specific phrases for each.
Third area, expressing opinions. Can you gently push back on something you disagree with, using language that is honest but not aggressive?
The episode on disagreement covers 3 levels: gentle, firm, and principled. Knowing which to use in which situation is the skill.
Fourth area, asking for and giving support. Can you ask for advice in a way that gets useful help and offer advice without turning it into judgment?
The advice episode has specific phrases for both sides.
Fifth area, Reflecting out loud, can you describe how your month or week has been with more than one word? With honesty, specificity, and a little texture.
Life lately is perhaps the most useful everyday English skill, and it is also the most personal.
Wherever you feel strongest and wherever you feel you have more to build, that is useful information. It tells you where to focus in June.
Now, let's also do a quick look at things that carry over into June.
The language of personal storytelling does not stop being useful when the month ends. In June, we will still be using it. But now the stories are not only about you, they're about the relationships between you and the people in your life.
The phrases for honesty, for acknowledgement, for navigating difference, all of those continue.
What changes in June is the outward direction, May asked. Who are you? June asks, how do you show up for other people?
There's one phrase I want to leave you with for May. It comes from a conversation we had early in the month about storytelling.
What is it?
The specific detail is what makes you real to someone else.
That is the whole month in one sentence.
Not the vocabulary, not the grammar. The specific, honest detail that only you can provide.
Your life is specific. Your experiences are yours. When you bring that specificity into English, you stop being a learner performing the language and you become a person using it.
That shift is what May was for.
We hope you felt it at least once.
Thank you. See you tomorrow for the start of June.
We cannot wait.
Before we go, let's also talk about something that happened this month that we did not plan for.
We started May with a clear outline. Personal storytelling, 30 episodes, one theme.
And then, around episode 39, we shifted. We followed what felt more honest and more useful than the original plan.
The personal storytelling arc went deeper than we expected, and then the second half moved naturally into the language of connection.
Plans change, and following where something wants to go is often better than sticking to the original map.
That is true in English learning too. The plan you started with, the course book, the syllabus, the app, is a starting point, not a ceiling.
Follow what interests you. Follow what you actually need. The language you use with real motivation stays with you longer.
Useful phrases for this idea. I changed course and it was the right decision. I followed where it led rather than sticking to the plan. It did not go the way I expected and that turned out to be fine. Sometimes the detour is the destination.
Sometimes the detour is the destination. That is a phrase worth keeping.
One more thought on May this month asked you to be specific and honest about your own life in English. That is not always comfortable.
Putting real experience into a second language requires something extra. You are not just translating words, you are trusting the language with something personal.
That takes courage. And if you did that at any point this month, even once, you did something real.
The language is yours now. Use it.
See you tomorrow for the last day of May.
And then June begins.